Hola! I chose Miami, Florida for the historical place that I wanted to do this presentation on. I've never been to Miami, even though I've lived in Florida for 5 years now, and it is one place that I would definitely love to go someday. They have a whole bunch of great beaches, restaurants, bars, clubs. It just seems like a whole lot of fun, so here's my presentation on Miami, Florida. Usually when you think of nice beaches, you don't think of them being on the southeastern part of the United States. You usually think of them being on the Gulf Coast or, the West Coast. But Miami, Florida is located on the Atlantic coast in the southeastern part of Florida. Gorgeous beaches, wonderful weather, great temperatures all year round. It is also the 42nd largest city in the United States. It's a population of 419,777 people living in Miami, Florida, mostly because of the metropolitan center of it all. It's also a leader in finance, culture, media, commerce, arts, entertainment, and international trade. And in 2009, it was ranked the richest city in the United States. Some more information about Miami. It is nicknamed the capital of Latin America. It is also the second largest city, with Spanish-speaking being the majority of the people. The Port of Miami, also known as the cruise capital of the world, is number one for their cruise passenger port in the world. They have the biggest cruise ships coming in and out. Here's some history about Miami. In 1566, the explorer Pedro Menendez de Avilés claimed it for Spain. And in 1821, Spain ceded Miami to the United States. In 1894 and also 1895, it was known as the Great Freeze because Miami's crops were the only one that survived in the whole entire state of Florida. The railroad was extended to Miami in 1896, and also in 1896, there were over 300 people that lived there. So that's in a total of 110 years, went from only 1,000 people living there to 5.5 million people living there. That is a huge accomplishment, and it's also nicknamed the Magic City because of it. I chose only a couple historic sites to talk about that are in Miami. The ancient Spanish monastery was originally built in Spain in 1141. In 1925, William Randolph Hearst purchased the building, and in 1952, the stones were reassembled and brought to North Miami Beach. The address for this monastery is 16711 West Dixie Highway, North Miami Beach, and their phone number is 305-945-1461. I would love to check that out if I ever went to Miami. I think it is absolutely gorgeous in pictures, and I would love to see it in person. The other historic site, I'm probably going to butcher this name, but Vizcaya Museum and Gardens it's called. It's also one of the biggest must-see attractions for the visitors of Miami, as I was told. An industrialist named James During built it in 1916. It's a sneak peek into how the wealthy people lived in the 1920s, and from the pictures, the gardens are just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Their address is 3251 South Miami Avenue in Miami, Florida. Their phone number is 305-250-9133. Some restaurants that I found when I was searching for some Spanish restaurants in Miami were Casa Junancho, I think it's pronounced, but probably not. It's only minutes away from the downtown, so it's in a great location. Also read that it has the freshest seafood from Spain and also from South Florida. And one thing that really attracts me to wanting to go there is their wine cellars offer over 450 aged and vintage wines from the rarest collections of Spanish wines in the United States. So I'm a wine lover, and I think that would be absolutely awesome to try some Spanish wines, especially because I've never had one kind of Spanish wine. And some of their reviews said that it feels like you're actually in Spain because of the authentic brick, the red tiles, the fabrics, and they said that there's actually pottery from Spain in the restaurant. Another one is Don Cameron Seafood Grill and Market. It's a Spanish cuisine. They have grouper, dolphin, marlin, swordfish, salmon, snapper, tilapia, and they say it's fresh from the fresh market nearby. And also, an average price for an entree is $8 to $14, so that's actually not that bad for a great restaurant. The next one is Delicacies de España, and that is a Spanish, Cuban, and Puerto Rican type of cuisine. In the mornings, that's where all of the great locals go to get their breakfast, and one of the famous breakfasts that they get is scrambled eggs with spicy sausage or a spicy ham, and you can also buy sangria, almonds, and mineral water from there. I guess a lot of locals also perk some of their groceries while they're getting their breakfast. So that seems like a pretty cool spot to check out because the locals go there. When I think of Miami, I think of the gorgeous beaches and the nightlife especially. So a couple of the bars that I found that looked like they would have great food and be fun to go to were the Filling Station, Magnum Lounge, Wood Tavern, and the Lagniappe. It's Lagniappe. And some of the bars were, or some of the club were Twist, Mansion Nightclub, Buck 15, and Purdy Lounge. Like I said, I personally have never been to Miami, but my sister went there on a bachelorette party, and she said that they all had a great time, and the nightlife is definitely awesome and definitely worth checking out. So hopefully I will be going to Miami soon.